are a few different ways that seems to make sense for people. So I'm going to try to present it in a couple of different ways, and hopefully one will make sense if this isn't something that doesn't already click for you. So a couple of different ways that people describe, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's driving me bad. So independent variable is going to be what we think is the cause. Okay, so remember, true experiments are the only way that we can create or show true cause and effect relationships. So that being said, you're always going to have a hypothesis. Your hypothesis is always going to be, I believe that this cause has this effect, right? I believe, or my hypothesis is that sleep deprivation causes poor driving performance. So what you think is the cause is the independent variable. Another way to think of it, I know like in the Rosenthal book, he talks about being an IV, like a treatment. Like if you had an IV at the hospital, they'd give you a treatment. A lot of them use that, and it is really how you define it. But to me, it's confusing because sometimes there isn't a treatment. Like if in the example we were looking at sleep deprivation and driving performance, we're not treating somebody with sleep deprivation, right? So it seems weird to me. So I just kind of commonsensically struggle with that definition or that way of looking at it. So in my mind, what makes sense is the cause and effect, because if I'm doing this experiment, I'm wanting to show a cause and effect. What is my cause? What is my believed to be effect? So that's what makes sense to me. But again, however it works for you, it doesn't matter to me as long as you get it. And you may not even get the independent. It may be easier for you to find the dependent, which is the effect. Now, here's an easy way to also remember that, is that your dependent variable, i.e. the driving performance, my dependent variable will always depend on my independent variable. How well I do at my driving performance depends on whether or not I'm sleep deprived. So the dependent variable always depends on your independent variable. And it's also always going to be the effect or the outcome or the measurement. If there's a measure of some sort, that's going to be your dependent variable.